Greetings race fans and welcome back to Simulated Virtual Racing. This is Webbo. This is round 10 of our championship and we're about to get underway for our 10-minute qualifying session. We are at the historic and amazing Suzuka circuit for a fantastic day of racing. And it's not often when I'm commentating two different races on a Sunday do I also get to stay at the same racetrack. Anyway, in our driver championship, we have Tequila Monkey retook the lead of the championship ahead of teammate Aya by just 8 points. On 161, Tequila Monkey, Aya 153, only 3 ahead of the last race's winner, Vader, on 150. We have 90 Trez on 130, Were Grizzle on 101. Then QT on 80, who today has had to give up his seat. Technical difficulties for him with a helmet failure. So he has been subbed, and I will talk about that in a moment. Beragos is in just behind him on 74 points, just taking the position from Revelit on 73. We have Mario on 68, Jose Diaz on 64. Vicinity lost out though, down to 62 points, down a place, and then Stig has 58, Soulshock 39, and Gecko has 13. In the teams championship, well, Azul Racing certainly seem to think they have the constructors championship sewn up here in Division 1, rocking the new livery with the checker pattern and of course the champions gold. Then we have Darkside Racing, who are on 223 points. I'm just going to make sure we get into the cockpit here with Aya for this particular lap. I know you like to see all the details on track for these qualifying sessions. Into turn 1 at full speed, drop a little bit of speed through turn 2, and you really see the difference between a Super Formula and a Formula 1 car going through that turn 2. Fourth gear here for the Super Formulas. It's in 6th, generally speaking, up the hill here in a Formula 1 car, but the challenge is certainly very, very similar. Through we go. Through the Dunlop corner at the end of the first sector into Degner 1 and Degner 2. Blink and you miss it through there. Don't go wide on the gravel as you go underneath the crossover off the track. Get the car straightened up as quickly as possible for heavy braking into the Kobayashi hairpin before going the long, lazy 200 meter radius corner on the approach in towards Spoon. Taken in 2 parts, a drop of 2 gears, run out wide for the straightest line through the second part of Spoon so you can mash that throttle as fast as possible. This is looking like it's a glorious tow here for Aya, and I don't think that's a teammate up in front. We'll see if it is indeed. Well, should be flat out through 130R, tremendous corner. Aya is going to have to try and brake without crashing into the Mega Transport car in front, into the Casio Triangle. That will definitely have compromised his approach into the corner before powering out of the final corner, called the last curve, as Aya takes the provisional pole position on a 135.115. 90 Trez is in 2nd position and has just gone into the pits and back out again. Who else is on track? Well, Jose Diaz is coming through turn 2 right now. Beragos has gone 2nd. Excuse me, I've only just eaten my dinner, so I'm a little bit quick on that. Let's ride with Jose Diaz, shall we? As I talk you through that, Darkside Racing have 223 points in 2nd place. In 3rd place, Tamiya Racing Factory on 202. Cabbage Corp on 171 with Kimmage Racing 145. The new teams, Mega Racing on 99 and Buckstein Transport Service. Decidedly rivals, those two, both logistics firms, on 95 points at the bottom of the orders. Tonight's running order is slightly different. As I mentioned, Yenk is going to sub in for QT today. Senor Dude is driving in for Revelit and making his top tier debut, so I have just read, and Liquid Gecko unable to make today, so just 90 Trez racing for the Tamiya Racing Factory here today. Good evening to Scavvy, to QT, to AJ, to Sandra, Victoria, and Kim as well. Great to have you all with us for a fantastic time of racing action. We have 10 minutes of qualifying total. That's just 5 minutes remaining into the Casio Triangle. We go with Jose Diaz. Vader is on the medium tyres. I don't think that will be the best way to set your qualifying lap. We do have free choice qualifying tyre. Fairly strong wind and easterly 3.6 meters per second. Blustery gusts out there as Jose Diaz just still on his outlap now, should be able to go for another lap. We've got Arya though 0.4 of a second out in front and running into his second attempted lap here. He was heavily blocked into the Casio Triangle from the Mega Transport car, the Mega Racing car. And through the final corner we go with Arya. Will this be a better lap? Well, it looks like it's just the outlap, unfortunately, so we will have the whole lap left to go. Let's join 90 Trez. Lots of drivers rocking, lots of teams rocking the red and white livery today, particularly Tamiya Racing Factory have taken all the blue off the car, and Darkside Racing have taken all the black off the car, and we end up with fairly similar red and white liveries for both teams. As I say, we've had a look at Arya's car. We'll have a look at the liveries in detail during the race. 90 Trez picks up a 1 second penalty going on the way into Degner 1 and bails out of the lap as Tequila Monkey is the next one in the blue and newly gold Azul Racing Team colour scheme. It looks like it's going to be between the top 3 of the championship here to decide our overall champion, but I think it's going to go right down to the wire, so we really hope to see some really close action later in the season. All the boosts being used here. Personal best for Tequila Monkey. He's 1.4 seconds away from the provisional pole position, getting very close to the gravel on the approach to the Casio Triangle here. A fiendishly difficult section into the corner, and powering out nicely, just going as close to the wall as possible. Personal best for Tequila Monkey, second row, P3. That is good enough for, and he barrels straight to the pits. So who else have we got on a lap? Well, we know Arya was on a lap. Let's have a look into the Casio Triangle. Are we doing a better lap this time through? Looking a little lazy through the corner, but that could be that we've scrubbed off all the performance off the tyres. Pressing the boost button, and no, that was only good enough for a 1/100th of a second better than Beragos's second place time, that one. A little ways off just yet. 90 Trez is going for another one, and it's the wind has increased slightly in the same direction. I'm not sure what Mario has forgotten. He seems to have just said in the driver chat, but AJ said it's great to see Senor Dude making his debut here for the top tier, and that's, it's a task, a test and reserve driver status that we insist on for all of our second tier drivers. They are all gunning for the divisional playoffs at the end of the season as well. Well, Grizzle putting in a good lap so far in the Cabbage Corp in 5th place and attacking the lap now. See Beragos still in 2nd position. We'll maybe have a look at Beragos as we see how Grizzle's first sector is looking. Through the Degner 1, cut the timing beams. Oh, we actually cut the timing beam through the exit of corner before Dunlop. Mario into the pits then, staying 7th. Stig is in 6th right now, which is showing very well for Stig. So good to have him here. As Cutie saying, Yank hoping to build on the confidence from his Division 2 podium in Italy, and showing up here, being given the well, if I've been spoilt something, don't worry. I understood at a glance, Cutie, that you were talking about his debut, his debut podium at Monza. So I will ignore all of that. Here we go then. Woe Grizzle heading down into the final corner. 2 bites of the cherry into the apex with the steering wheel, but mashing the overtake button to get out of that Casio Triangle and start the next flying lap. Let's have a look at Beragos as he's going through turn 3 now into 4 and 5. 4th gear down to 3rd even on the final right-hander up the hill, and it's a purple sector for Beragos. He needs to find some time. He needs to find 4/10 overall. He's found a small portion of that so far. Degner 2 Oh, very close to track limits there, and now it's a personal best second sector update there for Berregos. Not quite good enough for purple. A little bit of tyre squeal coming out of the hairpin. I tend to call that the Kobayashi hairpin for obvious reasons. Double left of Spoon on its way down to third gear. Car feeling slow and lazy at the apex, but sometimes you can hook up the throttle early, even if that's happening. Through 130R, are we on for a provisional pole here with Berregos, waiting for the checkered flag to fall on everybody's lap here at the moment. Lots of drivers in the pits. Oh, that's probably spoilt the final lap then from Berregos. Aya's in the pits. Tequila Monkey is done in third position and has already crossed the start-finish line. This is Woe Grizzle. Last chance then for Cabbage Corp to go further up the grid. We'll stay right as far as possible without compromising our line. We hit the wall on the way out, on the way through. Mario hoping to rejoin if possible, but here is your qualifying result then. A 135.115, I think, set on his first flying lap from Aya, with Berregos in second place. Tequila Monkey in third, with 90 Trez in fourth, and Vicinity in fifth. Good showing from Vicinity for Mega. Then comes Woe Grizzle in sixth, Stig in seventh, and Mario in eighth, hoping to come back into the lobby, I believe. Vader down in the doldrums in P9, but we'll look to see if he can make it through the order on the way through the race. Soulshock in 10th, Yank the Tank. Certainly fish out of water here for both Yank the Tank and Senor Dude in the uprated Super Formula over the Red Bull Junior cars. Right, looks like it's time to go racing then. It looks like we're going to get back in action for you. Let's get everything organised. We are going for the full 26 laps for this restart, so we're going to run pretty long. So apologies for that. If you had something booked, stick around though, as Aya will lead us in round 10 of the championship. It's lights are on. It's time to go racing. And it's dropped the clutch and go. A very similar start from the first start for Azul Racing. Here is then Tequila Monkey getting even further alongside Berregos. Will have to probably yield to the inside, but he tries to stick it around the outside. Leaves the door open behind him. There's plenty of action going on behind this group as Woe Grizzle has dropped down to 8th position. Stig is up to 6th. Vicinity is in 5th position on the medium tyre as we run through, and 90 Trez is in that 4th position as they were at the start. Aya, Berregos, Tequila Monkey and 90 Trez, with Vicinity just dropping back slightly given the amount of attention Stig is paying to his diffuser area and messing around in the mirrors. Vader in 9th position, where he ought to have started originally, and that's a mistake. That's a mistake from the Dark Side Racing driver Senor Dude, who just went wrong through Degner 2. Let's just check that one out again. He was a lot of attention behind, perhaps slightly distracted, missed the braking zone slightly going in, or was it just upset over Degner 2's apex, and then the traditional Super Formula in PSVR2 situation of trying to recover the car once you've already missed out. But Aya leads us by a clear second already through, before we've even hit sector 3 of lap 1. We've got Berregos in second with Tequila Monkey in that 3rd position. 90 Trez still in 4th, Vicinity, then Stig, then Vader, hot on the heels of Stig, but also with Woe Grizzle right behind him. This is Vader on the medium, Woe Grizzle hunting him down on the soft tyre. So it's going to be really interesting to see, can Vader move forward as he did, as he does typically, but on the option tyre, on the option strategy. This is Vader already aggressively hunting down the Stig, going right round the outside. This should be the faster line round the turn 1, and just getting into position in time through the corner. That was mightily close there. I think that might be worth another look, don't you? Let's have a look as this on board for the Dark Side Racing car, and that was very close on the way through the corner, but a nice manoeuvre going around the outside for Vader. And back to live action as Vader not so troubled with Woe Grizzle, who's now going to take his time to try and get past Stig himself. as that's Vader turning right to get the straight run through the hairpin. Nice and early on the power here. Vicinity making a little bit of a meal of that hairpin. Easily done though. Trying to go right round the outside of 200 R goes Vader. Should have the inside line for Spoon, but ill-favoured braking position. He's super confident on the car, and certainly visor is very much down. Game face is on, and Vader up to 5th position on this early into the race, starting 9th place. Here comes Woe Grizzle on the stick. Woe Grizzle on the outside as they approach the 130R left turn, and they will continue to run side by side, almost completely level as they head into the Casio Triangle. Again, this could go wrong. Woe Grizzle 2 wheels up in the air. It's Favour Stig on the way through the second part, and it's going to be Mario who's catching the pair of them. Woe Grizzle with a good exit, needs that slipstream to try and get through, and draws alongside, but he's got the inside line. And what a manoeuvre coming here from Mario, who's going to get both of them with a double toe down the inside. Wow, from Mario, what a move there for Kimi's racing team from Mario, right down the inside line. Brilliant stuff from him. Absolutely fantastic. Look at this, double toe, swings to the inside line. As we head towards the first corner, we are already so far ahead it doesn't matter, and 2 and done there from Mario. Brilliant overtake. Really enjoyed that one. I hope you guys did too. Up front though, Vader has gapped Vicinity, and he's chasing down 90 Trez, who I think might have slipped behind Tequila Monkey. No, Tequila Monkey exactly where he started, the front 4 where they were, as Kim is watching on saying good luck everyone, but I think particularly cheering on the Kimi's Racing Team drivers as well. Arya leads us ahead of Beragos and Tequila Monkey. 90 Trez here on screen in the special Japanese livery for Tamiya Racing Factory. Not the first time that Tamiya have done this, actually. They did a special one for Spa as well, for these classic racetracks that we go to. The artistry, something special for Tamiya Racing Factory. Rumour has it that that graphic designer QT was retained. His graphic services were retained as he bailed to Bergstein Transport Service team when the money rolled in. So we'll see if that rumour is indeed true. He's got his hands full at the moment, has QT, running race control messaging for us. This was Vader having a look there, but 90 Trez hot on the heels, just 1/4 of a second away from championship leader Tequila Monkey in that 3rd position. 90 Trez on the medium tyres, as is Tequila Monkey as they come through to approach the Dunlop left-hander about now. And the gap has opened out by 1/2 a second up the hill. That's the effect of the dirty air. That should be recovered though using the slipstream wherever possible. I don't think Arya's off the track through Degner 1 went 90 Trez, and he turns attack straight into defense as Vader is now certainly flush with the idea that he's going to get another place. He's back to where he erroneously started the first start of this race, the aborted first start, and he's back into 5th position after only 4 laps. So there's no keeping a good Sith down. Vader still in that 5th position then now, as Tequila Monkey's in 3rd, Beragos in 2nd, and the disappearing sight of Arya only 2 seconds ahead after 4 laps here. Perhaps Arya thinking maybe he overdid it, overdrove the car in the first practice start that we had, as perhaps opening too large a gap for the tyre usage, and can just keep it calm and together. Sign of a driver with great confidence is one who doesn't overextend the car and can stretch that first stint as long as possible. Required tyres today are the medium and the softs, so very important that the drivers are able to run a 1-stop here if possible. They're going to have to extend that medium stint as long as possible here. The soft tyre will chew away very quickly, will degrade very quickly in the high degradation circuit of this Suzuka Classic circuit. Down in 6th position is Vicinity, lost 3.6 seconds now to Vader, and will have his hands full of Mario, who's coming through in 7th place. Then we've got Woe Grizzle in 8th. I think QT said Beragos, that move was sick. It was Mario who made the move, and that's Woe Grizzle off the circuit through Degner 2. It is a very, very narrow section of the circuit and very easy to get wrong. You can see Wayne Enterprises have sponsored the front wing of Wout Grizzle's Cabbage Corp car there. Nice touch. Stig is in 9th position, still got Wout Grizzle in sight, and team captain Jose Diaz is running in 10th place. He had a problematic start to the race, but has managed to overtake 3 cars now: Solshock, Senor Dude and Yank the Tank. I think, or was that the first race for Jose Diaz, as he gets a little bit elbowed out by Solshock. Jose Diaz having a problem through the most recent sector of the racetrack. Let's have a look into Spoon. Looks like the rear of the car was slightly letting go. It's the soft tyre run that's the problem. Left the door open and, well, certainly was rather rudely treated here. Here comes, is that Solshock around the outside? That was Stig taking an interesting route through the Casio Triangle. I think of the 2 options available, he took option number 3 to run through there, certainly across the grass, as these two are fighting super hard. Jose Diaz back round the outside of Solshock for Mega Racing, and Solshock keen to get a good result here for the team. Clearly there's plenty of room on the Mega Racing team car for some new stickers, so we need to make sure that we continue to get the sponsorship coming in. If you are interested in sponsoring a team, get in touch with the league. And that was Jose Diaz wide again, this time on the S's. Now he's going to get hit from behind, I think, as he's offline. Stig cruises on through, and you have to say Jose Diaz really struggling. 6 laps only into the soft stint, but having a look, a bit of a bonsai move into the Kobayashi hairpin from Jose Diaz. But frankly, I think his soft tyre run here is very much come to an end. So 6 laps is all the drivers have managed to get. I think we've got a 2-stopper on our hands because I don't see the mediums lasting 20 laps. Off the circuit goes Senor Dude, opens the door. Yank the Tank goes through quite comfortably. Now it's Yank's turn to try and get past Jose Diaz. Don't worry about the front of the grid, it's still Arya, Beragos and Tequila Monkey. But here we go. Kim saying red flag comment was earlier. Okay, yes, I'm not quite sure, I'm not quite following. Yellow flag into the Casio Triangle. I'm not sure who is off the circuit, but as the drivers run through this time, everything is looking okay. I would anticipate that the Cabbage Corp team are in, and they absolutely are. So, like I say, 6 laps only for the soft tyre. Looks like we're going to probably run 2 stops here, as Yank the Tank is now in 11th place because he's passed Jose Diaz, who was in the pits. So, climbing back up the order then, we go from Yank in 11th to Solshock in 10th with the Stig just in front of him. It's white versus black here. Whoa, that was Solshock getting lively on the rear end of the car, for sure. Through the S's, through the snake, up the hill here. Stig in 9th, we've got Vicinity in the leading Mega Racing car in that 8th position, just behind Wout Grizzle's Cabbage Corp, who also has started on the softs. Cabbage Corp doubling down on the strategy here to start on the soft tyres. Might switch to the hards, might go to the mediums, but certainly should be headed into the pit lane pretty soon, as those tyres are very much second best. He has, though, held on to them better than his teammate at this stage. Mario is in 6th place, also running those medium tyres, of course. And then up front, we've got Vader in 5th, who is chasing down 90 Trez, still just less than 1 second away from 90 Trez, but kind of cruising, you have to see. He worked hard to get up to position, but has presumably spent a bit of boost, spent a bit of fuel, and now is just conserving energy. No electrical deployment in the Super Formula Hondas. These are turbo aspirated cars, but you still need to conserve fuel where possible with our aggressive fuel use system that we have in play. Tequila Monkey's in 3rd position, driving comfortably in that 3rd place, but I think not comfortable in the championship. I think it's certainly on here for Arya to retake the lead of the championship with a convincing win here in Suzuka. Beragos just puts in a personal best as the medium tyres get better and better into lap 8, but if they get much beyond lap 12, they'll be potentially beyond lap 10, they'll be potentially looking at quite a short run on the soft. So could potentially look at a medium soft strategy rather than a medium soft, or 2 mediums and 1 soft. Whatever combination you want to look at that one. I'm just going to have a quick check of Jose Diaz, who has come out on the mediums but has damaged the front wing. So he's certainly got some issues there on the front wing. He has a different front wing sponsor, and he's damaged that one quite badly. MAR, his sponsor. I don't know if that has any significance over in Mexico. Not one I'm familiar with, unfortunately, but 2 seconds is the gap at the front of the grid, first to second. Aya to Beragos, very consistent race so far at the front here, and then we have Tequila Monkey 2.6 seconds away from Beragos, 4.7 from the lead, with 90 Trez just around 2 seconds away from Tequila Monkey himself. So all the fighting at the moment going on in the lower half of the grid. This is Mario for Kimi's racing team with Vicinity heading down the start-finish line. Then you've got Solshock, who has passed Stig. So Solshock in P8, Stig in P9 as they run through. And I think Grizzle has now stopped as well, confirm. So Grizzle and Jose Diaz, the Cabbage Corp, will be going for the undercut, excuse me, making the earlier pit stop to the other drivers, trying to make hay now on the medium tyres. You might quiz whether they might have considered using the hards, but I think the hard tyre is just unraceable, and the required tyre, they have to use the medium at some stage. So better to get that out of the way, and then see what your deg is like later on. Yank the Tank improving his time, that's a personal best sector from him. So Suzuka delivering so far for us. Lap 9 of 26. Will it finish with Aya on top? Will Beragos still play spoiler between our championship contenders, Aya and Tequila Monkey? And can Vader get any higher up here to try and get in the mix there in the championship? A bit of a distant third place here at the moment, but we shall see as we get later into the race. The cars tend to spread out and then condense again towards the end of our racing as the strategies work out. Solshock in 8th place. Let's have a look then at 5th place. Vader still chasing down 90 Trez as they head back up the hill for the 10th time of asking. He is running very nicely at this stage. Started 9th after failing to serve a quali ban, but started 9th up to 5th place. Now having to conserve the car, manage the car for the racecraft and full race time here as he runs through the white, pink and red Dark Side Racing team livery today. 23, somewhat contradictory, using the dark side, using the white for the dark side, but honouring our location of the race nonetheless. Good to see from the Spaniard Vader. Running a little wide at this stage, perhaps feeling the tyres at this right now. Should be right on board with Vader. Normally this camera is in the passenger seat, but of course no such thing. It's kind of in the, if you imagine having a slightly mobile engine box, that's what we're running here. It's conveying the sensation of speed that our PSVR2 drivers are experiencing. Every driver here is a PSVR2 driver. This is an exclusive league for VR racing because the difficulty level is so much greater in this platform. It does make for very interesting races nonetheless. So lap 11 of 26, working towards, I would imagine, a single medium tyre, 2 soft tyre stint option here for the drivers. I don't know if our medium starters will have realised that the softs went off quite so quickly, but both Cabbage Corp drivers starting on the softs. You can see the graining on the front tyres here of Vader. Both of our soft starting drivers on heavy tanks of fuel, admittedly. Forgive that for a moment, that was probably lag that we just experienced. camera problems there rather than driver error. Both drivers only managing 6 complete laps on a heavy tank of fuel on the soft tyres. And you can extend that by maybe 1 over the distance of Suzuka if you're on a lighter tank of fuel and with careful management, but clearly those soft tyres are not going to lend themselves to a single stop race. So current time here for Vader, 1:38.8. I want to see what Grizzle and Jose Diaz are doing on their new tyres. Let's have a look. Grizzle 38.8 on the new tyres. Jose Diaz, well, that is a 46, so his outlap. So Grizzle, the exact same times on the medium tyre at the moment as the older medium tyre driver in the front. So no major gain here for the soft starting drivers at this stage. It will get better, but it's a little way off that just yet. Back on board with Vader then, as the closest 2 cars on track, Vader and 90 Trez. To see if we have any big changes of position. Coming through Degner, looks like Vader with some good confidence in Degner compared to the car in front. Is that Tequila Monkey just getting closer here to this group? We might well have a 3-way battle for third coming up for you very soon. But back off to the trackside cameras then, as our 2 guest livery race teams are next to each other in 4th and 5th. 90 Trez in 4th for Tamiya, Vader in 5th for Dark Side Racing. Not very dark tonight, so stealth mode as it were for the dark side of the Force. This is good for Vader. This is 0.6 of a second, comfortably getting the slipstream now into 1:30R. It's the personal best time though for 90 Trez, also perhaps picking up a distant tow from Tequila Monkey in front. 1.2 seconds his gap, and he would love to be able to use the slipstream from Tequila Monkey to rebuff the advances of Vader. However, that does mean Vader will probably get the advantage of a double turn. We saw how powerful that was earlier on board with Mario putting in that great overtake for the Kimmy's racing team. So Tequila Monkey 3rd position, Beragos though still in 2nd and actually getting a little bit closer to Arya. I would estimate. Let's have a look, shall we? Beragos, yeah, still hovering at 2 seconds. That could be that Arya is managing the gap very professionally and just managing the car. Let's see, identical tyre wear between the 2, so could be they're both just pushing each other as hard as they can. Certainly burning through these medium tyres. We are approaching the halfway point of the race and the medium starters haven't actually stopped yet, so I may have been premature calling a 2-stop race. They do have to target, I would say, lap 19, lap 18 or 19 at an absolute stretch. Lap 18, given the tyre wear for the Cabbage Corp drivers, Grizzle and Jose Diaz, to try and make this work with the soft tyres into the race. 90 Trez then 8.2 seconds away from the lead, but his main thought at the moment is about Vader catching him from behind. Really tricky to handle these rear-wheel drive, I would say high but not very high downforce cars, and handling them here at a track that demands so much in terms of driver skill and accuracy and focus as well. Just no moment to rest. Even the start-finish straight, you only get about 4 or 5 seconds of actual calm and non-input, other than the right foot planted here. That is Tequila Monkey, just keeping the gap at 1.4 seconds. Looks like Tequila doesn't quite have the pace as usual to really challenge Arya as he would normally at this stage, but he's got his medium tyres on, same deal as Arya, both taking sort of plan A as it were. The majority of the grid starting on the medium tyre, the harder of the 2 required compounds. Get those out of the way, be faster later on in the race. caution or safety car options, of course, here at Simulated Virtual Reality. So no chance of your strategy being scuppered. You've just got to deliver on your projected lap times. Vader is closer than he has been up until this point, draining 93's draining the overtake, especially compared here to Vader. Kim cheering on Kimi's racing team, appropriately enough. That's Beragos in second, and remind me, my apologies team, I've done a real disservice here. Mario, isn't it? Mario is down at the moment, down into 12th or lower. But let's check out let's check out Vader at 93's as Vader goes for the long way around the outside. Just flirts with disaster there on track limits, but nice scoop around the outside from Vader. Always think about in Senna versus Prost as they go into the first corner there. But Vader right around the outside and beautifully done, especially with these red and white cars, evoking McLarens of old. But Vader into 4th place. Man, did he have to wait for that one. Over 10 laps sitting behind 93's, but Vader has quickly gone up the order and looks to be getting stronger as the stints run on. That was 93's wide in Degner 2. He recovered the car nicely, but Vader waiting a long time, very patiently, which you wouldn't necessarily associate the dark rule of the Sith with the quality of patience. Is that Beragos getting closer? Or is that... No, that's lapping going on. Beragos lapping one of the Cabbage Corp. I thought for a moment they were a little bit too close for comfort there, but this is Tequila Monkey in 3rd position, already losing time to Vader, who seems to have been managing the car for those 10 laps after an early burst of speed, and now really dialed in here. How is his tyre wear? It is just a pixel or two on our screen better than Tequila Monkey. Hardly anything to speak of, and the two cars wouldn't feel a great deal of difference. But here is Vader getting that slipstream, using the overtake boost, push to pass, essentially. Round the outside we go once again. Should be straightforward. It always looks frightening into turn 1, but he completes the move again, actually quite comfortably. Vader round the outside, and that is an impressive run in 2 laps. Laps 15 and lap 16, first 2 corners, and Vader up 2 positions on consecutive laps. So great stuff from him. That's a personal best as well, a session best from everybody here at the race at the moment. Arya still has that fastest lap overall. This is Vader then closing in on just a back marker, who conveniently for him heads off the circuit. That was Cabbage Corp visiting the gravel very compliantly for these two coming through. So Tequila Monkey now in 4th, Beragos in 2nd position. 4.9 seconds is his advantage to Vader. Should last him until the pit stop window, I would imagine. We're getting close now. 2 more complete laps, I anticipate, and then the drivers will be considering those soft tyres. Higher out there, 2.1 seconds, just taking it fairly steadily here. I think we'll be okay on fuel today. There's a lot of braking action, despite the topography demanded of the cars. So, where is, let's have a look. 93's in 5th at the moment, and he's on the mediums as he has been from the start. So is Vicinity in 6th, Soulshock in 7th, showing pretty well, but has a pit stop still to make, and 93's bails to the pits with 10 laps remaining. Is a big ask on the required soft tyre, given Grizzle's struggle earlier on. Grizzle and Hezidi, I should have to say. Grizzle himself, though, recovering at the moment to 8th position, but those medium tyres looking a little bit second best here. That was a 39.3 from him last time round, a little bit slower by half a second to the lap 14. Then Stig is in 9th place. We've got Yenk in 10th, coming through the Casio triangle. The car's looking great through there. Mario in 11th, put in a great overtake earlier on, has switched to the soft tyres early doors, even earlier than we just saw from the other driver. Yenk goes in the pits as well, so he's now pitting to put the softs on. Again, I feel like it's a big ask to get 10 laps out, Senna Dude moves past Yenk. Jose Diaz will hope to get past Yenk here, but I think he's too far back. Going through 200R at this stage, Jose Diaz has clearly been having problems with that front wing. It's been damaged since before, I think, the first pit stop, or at least just after the first pit stop. And a long, slow race for him at the back of the grid. Aya just extending the gap slightly to Berregos to 2.5 seconds. That means that Berregos has actually got closer to Vader in third than he has to Aya in first place at this stage. But impressive tyre wear from the lead group, as you would expect from our fastest drivers. They are also the best at handling their cars over the race distance, as well as Tequila Monkey in fourth position for Azul. Is also on the lead lap and lead strategy, medium to soft, going into lap 17 now. 90 Trez switch to the soft tyres, will be quick now, but will he be able to regain some time? 27 seconds away from the lead. Obviously good 17-18 seconds or so of that are the stationary time to visit the pits and strap on a new set of tyres. So see if he can drop that gap. It is coming down on this lap, as you would expect, as he's on the softs, brand new softs, and Aya is on the old medium tyres, and you can see the gap in the red box next to his name. The gap is coming down by a tenth per mini sector, it seems, as 90 Trez is gaining fast and putting in a personal best time as well. So gunning, I think, for a fastest lap attempt, potentially for 90 Trez. Let's stick with him and see if it's on. Personal best in the first sector. Mario has the fastest at 1:37.1. It's difficult to measure with the use of the push to pass. 90 Trez has very little of that remaining. Maybe that'll buy him maybe 2, maybe 3 seconds of boost maximum. Aya pits then, as does Tequila Monkey. Berregos and Vader stay out for an additional lap, very much in the pit stop window here for a one stop to soft tyre run. As 90 Trez will be closing in. I think he won't get within sight of Aya, but maybe Tequila Monkey as he runs through. Aya is out of the pits, and this is 90 Trez, and Tequila Monkey is moving his way out of the pit lane, but it's not enough, is it? It is. Tequila Monkey has just swept into fourth position, holding on to his fourth place then by 1.1 seconds, and Aya is out on the soft tyres. Plenty of fuel left for the end of the race. Just 7 laps to go for Aya to take a fantastic victory here, and the car will feel sweet. Brand new soft tyres, having driven so long, 18 complete laps on the medium. This car is going to feel like it has suddenly come alive for Aya, and he'll be hoping to hold on to his lead after the pit stops. Won't have led every lap, I don't think, as both Berregos and Vader went past on start of lap 19. This is Vader, 3 seconds only away from Berregos now. He could even do an extra lap here, Vader. Berregos, will he pit? How is he feeling? He is feeling like the pit stop is the time to go. Vader stays out, so Vader is going to take the lead of this race. It did look like he had a lap left in those tyres. He may need a second in the pits of stationary time for the fuel, but Vader takes the lead of the race, starting 9th and going longer than anybody else after 10 plus laps of running in 5th place, and patiently biding his time here to exact his revenge on the overall race time, and should be able to string together a good result if everything goes well in his pit stop. So fingers crossed for Vader to produce a good result. This is Aya on the hunt for a fastest lap, and he's got the overtake boost remaining. Over half of his boost is remaining for this attempt here, and now that he's got the purple first sector, he may decide that to go full on through. He's not even using the overtake button on this lap, and he's got the purple first 2 sectors of the race. We do have a 4-sector racetrack, it seems. here at Suzuka. Always confusing when you have a 4-sector racetrack, and the sector cutoff is underneath the track map underpass there. So heading out of Spoon goes our former leader of the race with 6 laps to go. That is another fastest sector for him. The advantage is reducing over Mario's fastest lap, but I think Aya still feels like he could go even faster on another lap, so he's saving that overtake boost. Can he complete a fastest lap attempt without even pressing the boost button once? Absolutely, by over a quarter of a second. Aya goes onto the fastest lap of 1:36.8. Just 9.7 seconds away from Vader, who still avoids the pit lane. What a run here from Vader on the medium tyres. But he's run a 1:37.8, while Beragos is, we'll see what Beragos' time looks like after the next lap. But that is a clear second slower than Aya Vader at the moment. He did have a small window, and he's hoping to perform an undercut here. I think Beragos will get back into second place, but can Vader get onto terms here by the end of the race? Aya is coming up to lap a Dark Side Racing driver. Must be Senor Dude, who peels out of the way. Very fair racing there from Senor Dude, despite the fact that his teammate is going to be fighting Aya here at the end of the race for the podium. This is Beragos in third place. I think net second. He's 10.9 seconds away from Vader, but that gap is opening quickly, so he will be hoping that Vader pits as soon as possible. Vader shouldn't really stay out any longer here, unless he's just showboating. Around the outside tries Beragos of 130R, and completing that pass then. So Vader does pit off the medium tyres with just 5 complete laps to go in our Suzuka special here. Round 10 of 12 of the championships, 2 after this one, and we'll be done racing for this inaugural season, this highly successful inaugural season of simulated virtual reality, formerly known as Super Formula, with using the exclusive PSVR2 racing system. Tequila Monkey in third place. Vader now in fourth after coming out of the pit, so losing a position, I think, there to Tequila Monkey. He's got a long way to climb then. He's got about 9 seconds to climb on these soft tyres, but he can absolutely torch this this last run. So look to Vader for some fast laps here. I feel like he might have just extended that long run just that lap too long on the medium tyres. He's given himself a big hurdle to overcome at the end of the race. 93 in 5th place. It really is a race of 2 divisions here. We've got Super Formula, and then we've got the intermediate tier, pretty much, as the top 5 are in a lap of their own. Now have a look at the track map where the red triangle goes, the red chevron. This is P5, and this is P6, almost a sector separating our 2 halves of the grid. P6, Woe Grizzle, Vicinity, P7. We've got Soul Shock in 8th. I think that's Mario directly behind him, so a nice 3-way battle here for 7th is brewing towards the end of the race, but Mario is going to be limping those soft tyres home if he wants to. One of the first to pit was Mario, but this is going to be really difficult for him to sort out. We've got Mario then in 9th, we've got Stig in 10th. You can just about see that group, and then a little distance out to Yank the Tank going through the Degnas here. Senor Dude right at the back, I think, has gone for a second set of softs, or he ran very, very long on the mediums like his teammate did. And Jose Diaz, his front wing issues have sorted. He's put on, I think he stopped twice here, so we might be going for a fastest lap. No, not that there's any real incentive for the drivers to get fastest lap, but they do like a bit of bragging rights in between races in the driver chat room, as you would expect. You can't stop that with racing drivers. Beragos still just 2 seconds away from Aya, and it really feels to me like Aya saving everything for the end here for a glory run on the fastest lap attempt. This is Vader though, very much on a fastest lap run on brand new soft tyres, and with the grip to spare here for the rest of our race. He's got a little bit of overtake left, not as much as I, just 1/4 of the total allocation for the race. Vader very wide through Spoon. It's a nice line, you have to say. And that then is Tequila Monkey coming upon the Senor Dude Dark Side Racing car. Senor Dude will see Vader in his mirrors and just creates a question mark in the mind, I think, of Tequila Monkey as he passed and went through. I'll just check, did Senor Dude actually go off the circuit fully? He did. Let's just check that out again. Here comes Senor Dude then. And it was just hovering on the curb on the inside line and lost the car, unfortunately for him. Led his teammate through very cleanly, of course, but not an ideal situation for Senor Dude, losing a lot of time by not allowing Tequila Monkey through earlier on. Perhaps a lesson there for any driver at the back of a grid in a race about the total time loss for delaying the tactics. Here though comes Vader down the inside into 200R, sorry, through Dunlop. Oh, that is muscular through the corner as Tequila Monkey fights hard. This is really important for the championship as the former rivals at the head of the championship go side by side on the way into the hairpin. It looks like Vader has held on to the inside line, but fantastic racing from both of them. And Vader finds his way to third position. Tequila Monkey will be having a look as Vader hugs left to try and stay on the inside line, heading into Spoon 1. It is not the fastest line through the corner though, but with those soft tyres, brand new soft tyres, it is complete and finished. There's no putting up any further fight then from Tequila Monkey, and Vader moves forward. This is good. This is really important for the championship because Tequila Monkey was leading this championship by a narrow margin over Arya. Vader had slipped somewhat, and he's now going to gain points on Tequila Monkey and the Azul Racing car in the championship if everything finishes the way it is or better for Vader, who has a 7.7 second deficit to Beragos with just 2 flying laps left to run of our race. Arya is still, well, he's actually now extended to 3 seconds. Vader gets the fastest lap at this stage, 1:35.6. And we'll see now, Arya lowish on fuel, that is a concern. He's left his overtake to use for the final couple of laps, but he's already in the flashing red zone of the fuel. I think he's going to have to just manage the fuel to the end here, or certainly on this lap, and then absolutely gun it for the final lap. Fastest lap attempt potentially here for Arya, but out in the lead by 3 seconds. That is not entirely comfortable. Beragos has even less fuel than Arya, so maybe it is comfortable. I shouldn't really announce that because I know Sandra is watching at least. Sometimes drivers are brave enough to listen to me rabbiting on while they race live. Jose Diaz at the back of the grid then, having an absolute nightmare of a race, but sportingly keeping this one going, and we'll give him a good close-up look at his beautiful Cabbage Corp car in return for that. Then we've got Senor Dude in 12, Yank the Tank in 11th. Sandra, I'm going to have to swear you to secrecy on what I just said about the fuel. Sandra said he doesn't hear you. No, the other advantage of PSVR2 helmets, they are entirely enclosed noise cancelling. I imagine a bomb could go off Sandra and he wouldn't know about it. Mario is in 10th, the Stig is in 9th place, Soulshock 8th, Vicinity 7th, were Grizzle 6th right now, 93 in 5th place, 5th of the top 5 as it were. Tequila Monkey in 4th. The final lap has begun as I will see if Arya is going to be going for that fastest lap run, and his gap 3.3 seconds now as Beragos is sipping the fuel on the way home here. Vader about the same fuel as Arya, so let's see if Arya can spend that overtake and get home safely. I'm sure he won't risk the fuel here to the end. Z Chris says go Wogrizzle. We haven't heard from Z yet, but Z cheering on Wogrizzle as Arya. Keep an eye on that throttle application, that white bar to the right of the gear number in the center of the screen, and we'll see if there is any lifting and coasting going on, or LECO as you hear on team radio in F1 at least, as they run through, powering out of the 130R. Sandra cheering on Cabbage Corp. What is that about? But it's clearly Azul Racing Team doing the business here today, as Aya has spent all of his overtake. He has reached the final Casio triangle through the last curve. He comes to take a fantastic and dominant controlled victory from Aya in Suzuka, beating Beragos into second place, and Vader recovering from 9th to 3rd. Great drive from Vader. Tequila Monkey in 4th for good points for the championship for the constructors that is pretty much already settled, but not good news for him, as the championship fight for the drivers goes to the wire. 93 in 5th place, where Grizzle is coming down the order, and Sandra cheering on because Sandra is driving for Cabbage Corp. Cutie, I'm going to wait for confirmation on that particular comment, because there's plenty of time to crown people. 93 is in 5th, where Grizzle comes through to take a good solid point haul here for Cabbage Corp Racing. Well, on a bad day for Jose Diaz, where Grizzle collecting the points. Mega Racing with points there for Vicinity and for Soul Shock, finishing 7th and 8th. That's brilliant for our new franchise here. Talking of new franchises, only one race older is the Buckstein Transport Service car, finishing out there in 9th. Mario finishes 10th. Yank is going to come home on the lead lap, and a round of applause for that, you have to say, with driving this unfamiliar car into 11th position. Senor Dude finished 12th, Jose Diaz in 13th, but it is all about today Aya's another victory, and another very good, and I have to say, very, very controlled, perfect race. That looks like a Grand Slam then. Clean race, pole position and victory for Aya at the head of the field. We have the provisional results for you here. Fastest lap went by way of Vader, but it doesn't count as a Grand Slam in SVR because of the use of the boost. Aya leads us then home today by 3.7 seconds, beating Beragos the Finn into second. Vader, our Spaniard, in 3rd position with the fastest lap, and Tequila Monkey in 4th with 93 in 5th. 6th place, Woe Grizzle. 7th place, Vicinity and Soul Shock in 8th. Good, really good result for Mega Racing today. I have to take my hat off to them. Stick in 9th, Mario in 10th, and Yank in 11th, with Senor Dude guesting as well as Yank in 12th position. Jose Diaz, one to forget, but he did bring the car home for maximum result today for his championship then. That was round 10 of our championship. Grateful to everybody for watching, and especially for the legends that like the video, that have already subscribed and that have contributed to today's run. Really, really good. Nice to see everybody. We'll be back. If you subscribe, we'll be back in a few days' time with the Division 2 race for this SVR. I'll be back online again in just about 40 minutes for a different league, and lots of GT7 racing to come as well queued up. So thanks everybody from Simulated Virtual Reality or Racing, and from me, Webbo. I will catch you all on the next race day. Thanks for watching.